Okay. Masters Hazard Coaching. Hazard is a dive brawl hybrid. By that, we're really describing the positions that he plays, as in Pink Vanilla, thank you for the sub, as in he is a medium to short range character like a brawl tank, but unlike most brawl tanks, he has a bit more verticality, so he can choose his positions a little bit more selectively. He's a hybrid of a character like Ramatra or Ryan, who have some movement, but are mostly really strong in one spot, and a character like Winston, who has very little power in one particular spot and relies more off of choosing the best position depending on the situation. So for Hazard, that hybrid playstyle means that you can change your angle a great deal. And what you do on that angle is pretty complicated when it comes to tanks. A lot of that is looking for a dive slash so that you can get your slash damage and the boop. Using your wall to either enable that dive slash combo so that it does damage, prevents him from running away, or using your wall, and when we say wall, we mean his stone, the block, whatever, to cut off an escape or to cut off an angle so they cannot shoot you. It's like a little mini shield, basically. And then once you go and slash, you shoot, you slash, you wall, whatever, you use your block resource to absorb damage and absorb attention to prevent yourself from taking too much damage so that you can live and then disengage and or wait for your next jump slash, basically. Yes. So with Hazard, a lot of it is repositioning with your slash, with your jump, with your wall climb, and so on. And so let's take a look here. I've got some frame drops here, so make sure we're full screen here. So we want to be utilizing that verticality here. I don't love where we're at right now because obviously we were not set up to fight here. So with where we're looking to fight, this is clearly kind of the line here, right? Or the line here, or the line here. So us overextending this far doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But not the end of the world. And this is kind of one of those moments right here where we don't want to shoot Hazard block wall into Genji's deflect because it will be deflected. The cycle of Hazard, basically, jumping, applying pressure, using your wall to cut off an angle, and then blocking, rinse and repeat. So from here, you can block, you can use the wall there, but the problem with the block here is that it cuts off damage pressure. But what you really do, this is just a fundamental way of how walls are used in Overwatch. And by that, I mean May wall, even shields, right? Is they're not intended to prevent the enemy team from shooting you. They're designed to prevent the enemy team from shooting you while other members of your team are shooting them, if that makes sense. So a wall is designed to create a 5 versus 4. It's not designed to create it as 0 versus 0, right? So the problem with this wall right here, as you can see, is that nobody's fighting right now. What would have been better would have been a wall, if we could post deflect, right behind the Genji, maybe, or right behind the Doomfist, that prevents follow-up from his team, but allows us to focus the Doomfist. You get what I'm saying? So this wall isn't good. It was intended, I think, to split, but it doesn't do anything. It just means that they just have to wait an extra second. Your wall needs to either be used to damage somebody or to stop somebody from participating in the fight while their friends are getting shot. I'm gonna break all of your legs individually. This is fine, although one of the fundamentals of Hazard is always knowing, should I give up space? So let me kind of describe what I mean by that. Let me turn this up just a wee bit as well. So you going and killing Doom here, if you get the kills, great, but it also notice that it opens the floodgates for Togepi and Dia here, right? So there's always a risk reward for losing space. So I don't think this was bad, but it was high risk. Now, some of you guys are noticing that we keep weaving in our block. There's two reasons to do that. One is because it allows us to prevent damage, kind of manage the amount of damage that we're taking, because it's better to not wait until you're 1 HP to block. The other is that it reloads your weapon a little bit here. So as we go back here, we get some shots, we shoot, we shoot, we shoot, we shoot. We shoot again here and then block, and that reloads a bullet for us right there. Now, the balance here, and this is where I actually don't like this that much, is that it is objectively lower damage than just shooting. In this situation right here, with how close this Genji is and how high of an HP that we have right now, and considering that we had 4 bullets left to go, yeah, it's okay, Parabolic. We're treating you as a way to teach everybody things. It would have been better to just keep shooting here. The reload through block is more of accidental value. It's not something that you should necessarily be trying to utilize here. So if the Genji, if we were half HP here, probably better to weave in block, because we're at a point in time where taking damage really hurts. We're full. We should keep shooting. We should keep shooting. Now here, we're getting shot at. That's a little bit more understandable. Like right there, that's another situation where you needed to shoot instead of block. That you could have maybe even killed the Genji. Look at his HP. You could have killed him if you shot him. Okay, bunny hop time. Very important tech. This is going to be a lot of information I want, so hang tight, y'all. We jump slash, we hold spacebar or jump on console. And that allows us to keep our slash even though our feet hit the ground. Very, very important tech. Probably the most important tech this character has. Okay. Decent control of space. Obviously not the best wall value at the start, and I would have liked to have seen a little bit less blocking, a little bit more shooting, considering the HP that we were at, but honestly, all so far, so good. Doing that one from Mercy Parkour, there you go. We can't really use our wall right now to cut off an LOS, but this is a perfect time right here. Where as this Doomfist comes in, we could throw our wall here and prevent the Reaper from doing anything. We could also throw the wall behind the Doomfist to prevent him from getting healed. You see what I'm saying? And you could get really cute with it too. So if, let me ask you guys, how would this hazard land a wall accurately? You can't jump first before you leap. That's true, yes. So you need to just slash and then, yeah. YouTube stream should be back. If you guys should be able to refresh it. Yeah, you would wall climb up and then throw the wall down. Gives you a better angle. One of the nice things about your verticality, either through your wall climb or just, you know, being on the high ground, is that it makes it a lot easier to aim your wall. And also just don't shoot the block, even with your block, so that you don't feed it. Now, do you hear that to our right, chat? Do you hear that to our right? There's a Genji on our right. You hear that? Listen. So what should we do? So this is a really interesting question here. What should we do with our wall? What should we do with our wall? So first off, is somebody on the enemy team initiating right now? Yes, he's fighting right now. So how can we isolate him from the rest of his team? Block his escape? Maybe something even easier than that. You ready for this? Throw your freaking wall right here. Or throw it at the Juno. Block her off. Get her out. Block him off. Get him out. Screw him up. Discourage them from walking forward. Why? So that your team can handle this. Now, you could wall this here, yes, but you can also just say, oh, well, I'm going to make this a, you know, get rid of the Juno, get rid of the Reapers so I can shoot Doomfist, and just, as soon as anybody in the enemy team takes any sort of initiation, or you initiate yourself, use that wall to cut somebody off. Remove them from value. Remove them from actually doing anything. If that makes sense. So at this range, you can kind of see we're not really doing a lot. And I think we're going back to helping the Genji is a good move here, right? But we could do so much more by also throwing wall to discourage them from walking forward at the same time. How does wall deny Juno? It's not about denying completely, but throwing wall here might knock her off or force her to use a cooldown to get around it. It's an inconvenience. It's not supposed to be like a Mei wall where there's maybe no way around it. It's just supposed to be a mild inconvenience. And in many situations when there isn't a better use for it, that's absolutely fine. You kind of see what I'm saying? Like this, in hindsight here, this Juno doesn't have cooldowns, but even if she did, just force her to shift around it. Inconvenience her. Wall becomes the tank for a bit. It would be more like wall becomes the shield for a bit. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Allow you to move around here. Because at that range, you can't really do much, right? Sure, I guess. But it's consistent value, right? And I think wall is probably the most important cooldown to understand with Hazard, because a lot of the other cooldowns are not easier, but at least a little bit more intuitive. Wall, there are so many more nuances that take time and practice to understand. Like, for example, right now, you're kind of going, guess where I'm going with this, right? Where do we wall? Do we wall to knock off the Reaper? Do we wall this choke here or the Genji? Do we jump back and then wall off to prevent the Reaper from pushing further forward? Like right now, we're going to wall climb. Okay, we're going to wall climb. 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 Okay, you should have wall climbed there. That's okay. But if we wall climb up here, maybe we do the exact same thing. Knock the Juno off top again once the Doomfist has walked forward. You know? I really want us to take high ground though. We need the high ground for more pressure on these guys, better vision, and also an easier wall, right? Don't let the Doomfist Genji take the space away from me. That's exactly what we're looking for with wall though, right? You see that? You notice that even though it doesn't kill the Genji, it splits the Ana. Ana can't contribute. Ana panics. Look at that. Look. I'm. Watch. I said I wouldn't say anything today, so I'm not going to say anything. We really need to take high ground. This would be so much easier to make decisions, so we don't have to commit. Use the tools that you have. That's the way tank is balanced. You have to use the tools that you have. I remember there was a time early on in Hazard's career where he was really strong and he could out-brawl some brawl tanks if he played it really, 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 really well. But obviously, as tanks are balanced better, they're not, no matter what Reddit complains about, they don't beat everything in every single way. You have to use the character's kit. Hazard has a high skill floor. If you don't utilize these things, you don't utilize your mobility, you're going to be outvalued by other tanks. That's just how it works. Good, disengage, get out. Sure, your team is way overextended, and I don't mind this ultimate. Ultimate with Hazard is simply put, just use it anytime that you can hit anybody that's either immobile or has used cooldowns. It's not that complicated. It doesn't win the fight, but it does the job. Good try. Go next. The mistakes that you made were leading up to this fight, not what happened here. Again, bunny hop tech to get a little bit of distance. Now, the question is because we like this verticality, do we want to push forward and beyond our team, or do we want to hold the corner? Tricky, isn't it? I don't like these blocks. I think we're doing it for a little bit of scouting, which is fine, but once you've scouted, there's no real reason you poking at this range because your team is fighting back here. Let them come in. Hey, poke. We're wasting a lot of HP and a lot of resource for no real benefit at all. You see this? Nice. Now, for those of you guys that don't know, this Hazard is selected the perk. I don't know if you guys can see it in the bottom right, which gives you more slash damage on targets that are over 250 HP. And that's actually a pretty good perk because it allows you to do about 40 more damage on both tanks with slash and characters like Reaper, Cassidy, and so on. I don't like that perk when there is not a DPS to slash. If it's only the tank, then do not pick this perk, please. The other perk is better. The other perk being that when you hit somebody with wall, like we just did right there, we gain a big chunk of block resource, which lasts infinitely until you use all of your block. That being said, we're on Reaper, so it's worth doing. That extra 40 damage really matters, case in point here. It's just a lot worse if all you're doing is shooting tank. Now, I will also shout out in 66, it's better too. Yes. Is Hazard's playstyle and positioning similar to D.Va? Yes. Very similar in terms of the ranges that they play. Very, very similar. Short range mobility, some close range potential. I would say D.Va's a bit divier. Hazard's a bit more brawl focused, so D.Va's going to feel better with a little bit more mobility. Hazard will feel better with a little bit less. This fight Whisper's pretty much lost from where we played, so it's okay. So, we want to jump slash block. So where are we going to jump slash? Where are we going to block? Honestly, I wouldn't even wait here. Jump in. Go get the Doom. Go get the Doom. Jump, block, slash, block off the Genji and the Juno, and go from there. Let's create some space. Don't wait. Don't be scared to use your cooldowns. When you have your block or your wall, yeah, even that right there is fine. And then you can just throw your wall there, cut off some of the LOS of the Genji. Because the thing with the wall, too, is it's not just about the blocking. It's also the damage and booping that it does. It's just a really nasty place to be. So you could throw your wall inaccurately, kind of, sort of, so it doesn't quite split off the Genji, but it hits him. It hits him, I'm out. That takes pressure off, right? So where Hazard lacks the actual full block of Maywall, it has the benefit of actually doing damage and knocking people around. So it's less about splitting people completely and more about putting them on spots that when you want the enemy team to move. It's just being disruptive, exactly, right? So throwing it here, right there, beautiful job. Beautiful. So let's watch. Hits the Genji. Hits the Doom. Everybody looks at the wall. They all back off. This is uncomfortable, right? And that takes pressure off of you and allows you to walk forward. Now, I would have liked you to walk forward to a corner like here, somewhere with a bit more cover. This feels a little bit naked, a little bit exposed. But it did exactly what you wanted. I mean, you can literally just look at it from just the wall's perspective. Watch. Ugh. Ow, 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 ow. Back off, back off. Stop shooting. Stop damaging, right? That was good. That's absolutely worth doing. You just needed to take more space off of it. Yeah, of course, Nietzsche. You needed to be way more decisive about walking forward. You're not necessarily the problem in this the last couple of fights. Like, I mean, this is really bad space control from your team, but also you're not exactly helping matters. You're being a little too passive. You need to walk as close as you possibly can without actually committing yourself in the open. Good voice acting. Again, you can see the slash perk. You just need to get out or die. I would just die. I would just die. Or get out. You need to full out. Like full out, though. There's no half measures. You're going to die now. Yeah, you needed to full in or full out. Yeah. Is the YouTube stream still cooked, guys? Can you guys please refresh and let me know if it's bad? Anybody in YouTube stream? At this point, I'd probably just not push here. I don't hate the play. It's just not exactly on anybody, nor does it split anybody's LOS. It's not disruptive enough, and also you're not really in a position to walk forward anyway. So I'm not a fan of that wall, and I'm really not a fan of what you're doing right now, too. Oh boy, this is just some pretty bad staggering from you 2 fights in a row. The frame rate in the YouTube stream is weird? Okay. Can you refresh and confirm? Just to make sure that you have refreshed. Not well led. Okay, so I like walking out the left here. Look for a slash. Okay. We're going to use their cooldown to try to lead, but he ends up using a cooldown to get out. I would just in general avoid going for the Doomfist when there are other targets available. It's still the same. Okay. YouTube stream, we might have to stop and start. Give me just a second. That's so weird, dude. I've had a really bad time with multiple output streams. I'm open to any suggestions. I have the OBS plugin, Sorayuki, but I've been really unhappy with how it's worked, and I'm not sure if it's all my internet's fault or if it's also partially the YouTube output, because I've had no issues with ending it. It's the YouTube multiple output plugin with Sorayuki. Maybe you guys are familiar with it. I'm not using Atrium. Will you message me? What is Atrium? Maybe, I don't know, maybe if you sounds like you've suggested this to me before and I've forgotten. Is that the good miner perk? No, I think both are fine. So lead means predicting where they're going to move when you have a target with mobility. So in this context here, we're expecting Doomfist to back up, but we just didn't expect him to have another cooldown, right? And which is why we missed. So in this situation here, there's no real rush to lead it. We can wait a second or so because he's in the middle of using a cooldown and Reaper's wraithing too. There's not a huge rush here. Okay, good to know, Explosions. If you would message me, I'd really appreciate it. Try the stream elements. Can you message me as well, Poke? I'd really appreciate it. But yeah, missing this ult is pretty criminal. Wall? Didn't even need to. To be honest with you, you probably should need to wall that versus a better Ana. But also, to be fair, you're also damage boosted as well. So this initial shot, because remember you maintain the damage boost out, does hit. So honestly, hey, there's nothing to disrupt right now. I don't like that wall. Okay, so yeah, you're trying to use your block instead of reloading. You just need to reload. You need to reload. Don't use the block to reload. It's not worth it. A full reload is way, 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 way better. You're trying to min-max attack when it's just better to just play the game. That's a good block. That's a good block. She wants to do things. He wants to do things. Nope. Nope. I could shoot Doom now. And now the Reaper and Juno are doing something, right? I bought myself 3 seconds for that. That was fine. It's not very flashy, but it's solid. The real crime here, the only real crime here, was that the block and reload min-maxing really fricked you up. That Juno should not have lived whatsoever. Zero reason for nothing to die there. You just didn't do anything because you're too busy trying to min-max that tech. Can somebody, I beg of you, go back in the YouTube stream and double check the frames per second? I restarted it really fast. Can you guys let me know if it's bad? I apologize for the inconvenience. So, generally, there's been a couple, mostly macro issues in terms of where we're taking fights, a couple of really bad staggers, and then some of the micro stuff about missing the ult there at the end, not following through, trying to be a little bit too techy, and then some just not taking space off of the use of an actual good wall. Hey, Soren. We're coaching Masters Hazard, so there's going to be a discussion of some of the deeper concepts, but also this guy is probably going to be doing a lot of those concepts well. So, a little stuttery. It is still weird. Looks fine. Is it still 5 minutes behind? All right. Where should the block go? Looks fine to me. Bless you guys. Thank you. Where should the block go? With the information that we have, where should the wall go? That makes sense, parabolic. It's like 10 seconds behind? Okay, that's not too bad. Where, with the information we have, where would be a disruptive block? This is Masters. Yeah, just throw it here, honestly. You could throw it here. You could throw it right in the middle here. Maybe boop the Reaper, boop the Juno, boop the Doomfist. Remember, the split is not... It's not that it's not important. It is very important. It's the most important thing. But there's more flexibility with it than Maywall. Right? There's a lot more flexibility. You just throw it freaking here. There's nowhere for them to go without taking damage from it. So we can kind of manage both the Genji and the Doomfist's attention with our block, which I like what we're doing. It's just 2v1, just block, just live, right? But then we can also provide some disruption elsewhere. Like you're looking at this right now, and I think because you don't have like a hit scan to wall off, because like if you guys have ever played versus like a Hanzo or an Ashe or Cass on a Zenyatta, whatever that you can see, it's a lot easier to use your wall because it's a lot clearer of what you need to wall off because they're standing still. But this situation, everything's kind of jumping around, and so you're not using your wall, or you're not using your wall well. In fact, I don't even know what we walled here. Frick, Jolly. Okay, I might have to end YouTube stream then. Okay. YouTube, I apologize. Frick, man. We'll try it again later, I'm sure. That sucks. Okay, that's all right. The weird thing, too, is whenever I try to stop the YouTube stream, whenever it's being problematic, it takes forever to stop. When it's normal, like at the end of a stream, it just stops instantly when I press stop. But then when it's being laggy or weird, it just takes forever. Yeah, no. Okay, we keep going. We're going to tank through this. Get it? Get short jump this. I would absolutely slash this. Don't play patty cake with that guy in point blank range. You slash him or you don't. Because the slash also will knock him back. More of a micro thing. Good use of the high ground there. I wouldn't, don't keep pursuing. You've knocked him out to where he's no longer a threat. Then you need to deal and focus on your block and wall from here. You're about to get cooked because you're over-focusing Doomfist a little bit too much. Doomfist was fine when he thrust himself on you, you know? Like, just jumped right in, but then as soon as he's done, like, you need to get out. Or just deal with the other threats. Yeah, and don't go for the block into Ana. Shoot her, because that's the only way you're going to kill her. You saw it earlier, right? Okay. We're struggling a little bit versus this comp. We're struggling with what we're looking at. Upload speed is like 30, 35. It's not amazing, but it's more than, like I said, I'm using less than half. Parabolic, thank you for the sub, mate. Okay. I don't like this here. I feel like we took it here and we don't like how the fight played out, so now we're changing our plan. But you're gonna have a hard time. So you can jump in, slash, and wall, but it's gonna be way harder to get wall value because they're gonna be hitting you from multiple different angles here. There's block. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. You need to go. And I don't like going for Doomfist here. Remember, you should always prioritize squishies, almost without exception, if you can reach them. Now, higher level play, they do a lot better job of spacing. Like this Juno won't be here. She'll be like kind of hovering just a little bit further back. And so they'll make you make a choice. You'll have to take the tank trade or whatever. But here, you can absolutely jump in here, bounce slash, right? Do your little bunny hop, and then wall off like here. And then just focus on blocking and resource trading with these guys here. You can do that in a long time. It's not a good trade. And you notice that we're still not getting wall value until it's too late either. You're cooked. Oh, it's based on current health. Okay, that's really good to know, Grandma. Thank you for that. Ah, that's unfortunate. Good try with the wall. No, nobody's using the internet right now. I just also checked the network thing, and it's no problem. I've got some poor mate in YouTube that says frame rate is fine, no stuttering. Apparently, answer that question. Where should the wall be, chat? We've taken this trade. This fight is starting. Right? Well, is it starting right now? Yeah. Yeah, it's good enough. Where should the wall be? Pretty obvious one, right? This is one of the easier ones that we've seen. So just throw it right in her face right here. Right, exactly. Shut off that angle entirely, right? If she wasn't there, I would consider throwing it on the Juno. Maybe if the Genji or Reaper comes up, I'd throw it right in this corner here. Bam, knock them back, and then I can focus on the Doomfist. Yeah. You're not using your tools, right? I like you using the high ground, but you're not using your other tools in your kit effectively enough. So everyone should close Steam. I don't think Steam is... Yeah, Steam is not open for me right now, so... Good try. You see, we're still not using our block. We don't... It's... Well, that's a bug. Never seen that before. And I've been coaching Overwatch in a long time. But yeah, this is not an easy comp to block, and so you're just not using it at all. Still winnable. Nice. Yeah, it might be because of the second bounce. I'm not sure. If it is, though, I've never seen it before. It must be the second bounce, as you said. Don't walk in the open. Just hug the corner. Hug the corner. Keep those guys back. Oof, scary. A lot of attention on tank, maybe a little too much. Oh, you almost got him. Like, even that's fine. It's just free value. It's like, what is it, 50 damage, 60 damage, chat? Just, yeah, take it. It just hits. Oh, yeah, is it damage, sleep dart, or the bounce? That's a good question, actually, because I would... It is the bouncing nade, so maybe that's it. Don't worry about parallel. Nice job. Nice job. Isn't it 70? Maybe? I don't know. Now, I don't love how far we're pushed up in relation to the card. Like, I just don't like how far we're pushed up. We should really play the corner here and take the fight where our team is actually taking the fight. But this is a perfect situation, a perfect easy no-brainer where you wall this off and this becomes basically a 2v1, basically. Like, the fact that you don't wall that is criminal, right? That was a huge opportunity for you and your team, right? And now it's just too late, and you're not even fighting anymore, right? So there's no point cutting people off for that, right? Amari Pepper cameo. Where is Amari? This is Masters. Oh, she's sound asleep. I'm sorry, E-Doge. Cash in a little bit. Okay, still need to be cautious. Yes, nice, very nice. And then now you got a choice here. Do I keep the wall there and just focus on chipping down that Doom, or do I drop wall and deal with the on it? Now, given the range that this on is, you probably drop and just harass. No, don't back off. Don't back off. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Walk, 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 walk. Get over there. Use your verticality. Yeah. Good try. Use the wall. Yeah, it's too slow. It's a little awkward. You see that? It's almost there, but just not quite. Not quite. All right. I like that we got the slash range perk. I think that's probably the better perk. The lifesteal perk is just not all that useful, even post-buff. The distance and the speed of the extra slash is almost universally more useful. Sure, make him disengage. Throw your wall right now. Throw it right there. Just throw it. You got it. Use it. Good try. The visual doesn't match very well the hitbox. It annoys me even worse with the amount of times that it no-regs. Oh, dear. We gotta calm down with our ults a little bit and aim a little bit better. It's not bad to solo ult. You just have to freaking hit it. I think you guys are cooked. Oh. Just throw the wall. Throw the wall. Throw the wall. Throw it right on top of you. Throw it right on top of you so it's really uncomfortable for Doomfist and Genji to do anything. I think Doomfist can eat it, but if you throw it at the ground, you should be fine. Good. Good. And Power Punch is so balanced. Nice shot. My favorite part when I was talking about the Doomfist thing, about his reliance on Empowered Punch on Twitter, one of the Twitter replies is like, you don't speak for all Doomfist mains. Some of us enjoy that playstyle, you know. Maybe you should just... I'm like, okay. All right, buddy. There's always somebody. Some people like eating rotted fish, I'm sure. So, you know, hey. There's a... there's an actually for every good take. There's an Empowered Punch bug snips where I think that he could build Empowered Punch. Okay, this is too far. So I would probably prefer you to play like a vertical angle around here. So we haven't talked as much about positioning, but obviously utilizing cover, off angles, and verticality is really good. And then you don't really want to push up as far. This has been a kind of consistent theme for you, which, as you said, you're new to tank, which makes sense. But the eyes in the back of your head thing, you know, where we're taking fights. Time off it wasn't really time off, Skukong. I was just out of town and working with weddings and that. Yeah. So it was okay. It was something. But yeah, what this means is you push up too far, and then you don't rotate accordingly. So like you could be playing and controlling Genji here. I would prefer that than what you're doing right now because you're not really controlling anything at all. Like you're in the position to completely shut down this Genji so that your Ana can fully focus on peeling this off. Right now, you're just chasing. You're chasing butterflies. You're in the middle of nowhere and getting shot from multiple different angles, and you're unable. You see how stressful this has been? Because you've been surrounded. You needed a pre-fight setup in your angle and deal with a threat, or push the threat that's available to you. We're laggy again. Crud. We're pushing through. You could ult this. You could just ult this to keep the snowball going. It did. I saw that. Nice shot. Now Genji can obviously deflect that. That's one of the key things with Hazard is there's a lot of counters to your ult, but you can't necessarily play around all of them. Okay. Main takeaways for you are being more creative with your wall usage when there isn't an easy use. Just to disrupt is totally fine. Number 2, pre-fight checkup. Where are we fighting? And then making sure that you're setting up your angle accordingly. There seem to be some issues with overextension early in fights. And then obviously the third thing would be managing your reload tech through your block when you don't need to reload, right? Like when you want to block, right? Don't just use it just to min-max because it's actually not min-max. It's actually really bad. So just try to kind of adjust accordingly. There's a couple of other things there, but do you have any questions? I don't know, Evil Nietzsche. There's something screwy going on with that for sure. I don't think anybody really knows, to be honest with you. Y'all got dad in your team? Yeah. All right, fingers crossed. Oh, sorry, Mike.
3, 2, 1.
Nope, I haven't been uploading for a long time. Short range off angle, utilize some of my verticality where I can, use wall to block off resources.
That's the good stuff.
Open up this angle here. This ram has committed resources. Now I'm getting isolated here. This is too far. He did. I didn't have wall for that. Yeah, we're good. Spy to baddie. Right, am I seeing one? Love that no reg.
I've never worked with a like to you.
Okay, so this fight's commit. Managing the damage I'm taking because I don't want to take any frick. So she's gonna have sleep here, so who's here? I don't want to take any damage here. Really disciplined with how I'm moving. How much damage I'm taking. Being very frivolous with my wall if I see an opportunity. I don't really want to overpush this here. I might kind of ego this ult here because this is an awkward location. So I'm just gonna use it on the wall. Okay, good. Oh, I messed it up. Don't worry. Wait for my supports to chill for a second. Alright. He should be fine. Wait, I bait him? Got him. Or my DPS were there. Crossover to get closer without doing too much damage. Wait, did she just come up here? Shit. Where are we at?
Thank you.
Just disruption there. Just disruption allows me to rotate here safely. It's too far. Crit. Much better over here. More cover. Take one. You see how much block resource? Look at that block resource, man. That's crazy. Wait. This guy just shattered my ankles. It's kind of shattered my ankles by going the wrong way, but still, man, that was funny. Look how fast you go. See, it's not just about the distance, it's also about the speed. I'll push card for a little bit, but I think I kind of need to stop. Trying to manage the damage I'm taking. The challenge is like knowing when to block and when to shoot because obviously it's lower DPS. That was a mistake there. I could have gotten that kill. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Graham's still alive? Am I crazy? He is, man. Oh gosh. Oh no, no reg. You guys see that? That happens sometimes. They still haven't fixed that, bro. That sucks. No reg with your leech. That's really, really dumb. Yeah, there's no regs with slashes, and there's no regs with your right click damage as well. It's really tough.
Push for. No more wall. No attack.
Am I crazy?
Tear it down. Oi, check it. I'm on fire. I'm reaching.
That's, oh, I missed it. But that's a situation where I see the Genji. You see? And I see the Genji, and I'm like, we're fighting, even if that Ana's not fighting. Ah, crap. Thought she had sleep dart, but she did not. So yeah, big thing is just using the wall to cut off LOS, to just disrupt, harass, utilizing cover, being really married to your tempo in terms of when you're powerful and when you're not. Oh, we got a thunderstorm going on here. My bitrate still is terrible, man. I might have to end stream chat because my bitrate is still like in the half of what it's supposed to be. Yeah, Tech, you have to stop the block and restart it to fix it. It's a bug.